Saw a question in chat regarding Fangamer. So yeah, if you've all been to store.desertbus.org, you know that we have a lot of merch there. But of course, the Desert Bus shirts that you've been seeing everyone rocking over the show, everyone kind of showing up in different shirts. We had Travis here in this year's shirt. Paul's wearing the shirt from 2022, 23. I forget.
2019.
2019.
I said reading off my own.
Yeah, Colin, I think, was in last year's shirt from 2023. So the present shirt, to get that, you're going to go to Fangamer to do that. Shirt.desertbus.org will just forward you to Fangamer's website to buy that. Completely different store from ours, obviously. You can't buy the shirt and all of our other merch together in one go. So, I also want to point out, though, there was a question about what about the classic Desert Bus t-shirts? Because what's happened in previous years is that you'd have like, there'd be a first run of the current year, and then there might be like, oh, we're going to do a second run because so many people have ordered the shirt, so we might do a second run in February or something like that. Fangamer's gotten really good at determining, because they sell shirts for a living, they've gotten really good at determining how many they need to order of anything, because you guys are very consistent. Thank you for being consistent. But they also did some old shirt reprints a little while ago, and there was an opportunity to get in on doing that, but those have closed. And I do not know if they will ever make them available again. If you don't see them on Fangamer right now, or maybe I don't know if they would even have stock left. You might have to wait for the next time they sell, or just keep an eye to see if at some point they'll be like, oh, we have some left over we need to get rid of. Email them even. Don't be nice about it, but email them and see if they have an extra one or something they'd be willing to sell you. I can't say anything to that effect because it's Fangamer, right? So.
But yeah, they did do a reprint set. So they did a reprint thing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where they reprinted
the first 6 shirts.
The first 6 shirts over the summer.
Yes.
It wasn't at the actual Desert Bus. And then last summer, they did the next 6 shirts.
Yeah.
So the most recent 6 shirts as a reprint thing. So, but to be honest, they do that as on their own reconnaissance.
Yeah, they're gonna have.
We don't so if they do that again, we'll keep an eye on like the Desert Bus social accounts and stuff. But that is up to them.
It is a. I will let you know that that part of from somebody running a merchandise store, what I do is we have an app set up on our store that when we're running out of stock of something, we ask people to give their email address. I'm just an ad for this store right now. We ask them to give an email address so that you'll be notified when something comes back in stock. Literally, the app on the Shopify store is called Back in Stock. And I don't do anything with your emails. I don't like sit alone at night and read them. I just they just sit in a database that when the time comes, it just sends emails to everybody when the inventory gets updated, and that's it. So we're not harvesting emails. I'm not interested in keeping that kind of data. The store naturally will have like your name and your address and stuff because you ordered something, and that remains because we have a backlog of those kind of things. But I rely upon you guys putting in, oh, this thing is out of stock. I'm going to give you my email address, and that gives me counts of what do people want. For example, Now Drop to Drink Series 3 has just dropped, and therefore there's been a renewed interest in the Bike Club shirt. So I have reordered Bike Club shirts, and those will be making their way to the store once they are finished being produced. They haven't arrived yet. And so, but what I also do is I order a little bit more than what I need, because by the time they get produced, you don't know if more people are interested, but you also need safety stock. Because if you run out of something entirely, you might be in a position where you're like, oh crap, one showed up with a hole in it for whatever reason, so you can deal with that, but at least you have an extra one that you can send out to somebody.
And of course, especially with t-shirts, the problem always is getting all the sizes. It's not just, you have to...
And maybe you ordered an XL and you get it and you're like, oh, this is way too big. I should have ordered a small. And I don't know why you did that, but you did. And so then you can at least try to effect a return or something like that, and then hopefully get the size you need, right? So Yeah.
Fun news about past Desert Bus shirts.
Yes.
They are currently available on Fangamer's store in some sizes.
They would be, yeah.
However, like for instance, I would like to get a second 2018 shirt.
Right.
In my size,
Yes.
and when I clicked on the button, it's out of stock, but it does say print planned.
Oh.
So
Huh.
enter in your email to be notified as soon as it's in stock.
Well, okay. That neat, Fangamer. So yeah, if you guys are looking to refresh your shirts that are quite old, because like Paul, you and Graham wear the Desert Bus shirts a lot, and it's great that you've gotten so many over the years because it means that now you have a huge collection. They don't, they don't wear out as fast.
I literally have like maybe 2/3 of my t-shirts are Desert Bus shirts.
Yeah.
So
The other third are loading ready run shirts.
yeah, I've long passed the point where I can wear. Sorry, we just got to dusk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yay! But I've long got past the point where you could wear a different Desert Bus shirt each day for there. But yeah, it's that essential problem with clothing, right? The clothes you like are the ones that you wear, which is so they wear out.
Yeah.
It's the fundamental tragedy of nice clothes.
Yeah, so you try to, which is why they make people are like, oh, I'll buy a $400 shirt. Why? Because it'll probably last me 20 years if it's constructed well and the fabric's really good.
Ooh, I
don't buy $400 shirts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fart Dusk.
You gonna say something?
Oh, yes. One more note on the reprints.
Yeah.
It looks like the oldest shirt design that they currently have available is 2017.
Okay. To my knowledge, also, the shirt blanks they use are from Bella Canvas. I cannot confirm what model. I'm going to assume it's a 3001, but I can't say for sure. You can find site charts on Fangamer's site for everything that they make. They will probably have something to say, like, this is what it is that we make. But I don't know exactly what the blank is that they use. We use a lot of, if you're used to our shirts, the LRR Pride shirt is printed on a Bella Canvas 3001 CVC in black heather, not heathered black, but in black heather. So if you like the feel of those shirts, of the Lure Pride shirt, then you'll probably like anything that Fangamer puts out. They do an excellent job picking really good, nice quality shirts, I think.
And as a note, if you are getting the reprint shirts, in some cases they are printed slightly differently. Either the shirt color is different or the printing process is a little different than the original printing of it. Just so you know, they're still. I mean, the designs are the same. They're still great shirts, but yeah, sometimes the particular shirt that it was originally printed on is no longer available or whatever. So it would be a similar, but not necessarily identical.
It's funny, people being like, they're like, wow, nobody's saying they're impressed with my level of knowledge about shirts, but they are like acknowledging that, well, you certainly have a much more in-depth knowledge than expected. And yeah, I like to make stuff that I know that I would like to wear and try to accommodate as many people. And my skin sucks, and I've been told to try to wear as much 100%, as much cotton as possible. Don't go to other things. So I try to avoid blends as much as I can, and if I can't, then I try to get it blended with other natural fibers, or synthetic fibers derived from natural sources like modal or Tencel, Lyocell, like that kind of thing. I try to find stuff that I know can also break down in the future. But sometimes when you're buying blanks, you can't do that. You're kind of stuck in this idea of like, well, I could buy a 100% cotton shirt, but then I lose a lot of access to a lot of different colorways, which is why I want to try black heather, and Bella Canvas has black heather as their thing. They don't do a heathered black. They do, but they also do black heather, which is slightly different. And I know it sounds real stupid, but it is slightly different. And I was like, oh, that's really good. And it's like, yeah, but that's 90-10. That's 90% cotton, 10% poly. But the 90% cotton is their heirloom, AIRLUME, heirloom cotton, which is, I believe it's long staple ring spun cotton, which is definitely what you want. It's the closest thing you can get to Pima or Supima cotton that isn't actually graded as Pima or Supima cotton. This goes deep, folks. This goes real deep. I found a shirt manufacturer in North Carolina that is 100-mile local. They make they get their cotton from the cotton fields that are around in North Carolina. So they get the cotton from there. They card and loom it at another company. So another company is getting paid to produce that as well. And then those yarns are being shipped to the facilities to make the fabric, and then that fabric is being delivered to that company, and they dye it and do everything else themselves. It's multiple groups that are involved with. I think it's called Cotton from the Carolinas. Is the whole enterprise, but it's not a business. It's multiple businesses doing all this work, and the t-shirt producer is like, and then we take all those things from everywhere and we create the shirts ourselves. And I had a look, and I'm like, oh, your shirts are really expensive.
I mean, I would guess they're like $100 shirts.
They're not. They're like $35 shirts, right?
That's not so bad.
Wholesale?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yep.
Because I'm
Right,
selling
that's
you
for the
guys.
blank.
Yeah, I'm selling you guys shirts at 25, 20. They're gonna have to go up. Prices are changing. We're gonna see shirt prices increase. So I apologize for that, but we will see it happen. And yeah, just when I saw it, I was like, I really like these shirts. I'd really like to give these guys a try. How does this work? Oh, it's a little expensive. But I've been looking in and seeing, well, could I do a run? But then once you start doing a run at like 200 or 300 shirts of something, then I'm managing stock. Then I'm also thinking about like what happens when I have to do a reprint. How fast can I do a reprint? Do I have to buy all the blanks ahead of time? Like it's like, do I have to buy 500 blanks? Like,
And at that point, is it like, sorry, we can't print any more of that shirt. It's not cotton season.
Yeah.
the field hasn't been like
right?
Like how particular is it?
Yeah. Like I could go hard on a lot of this, and I'm really, really interested in trying to do some of that too. But I also want to keep things affordable for everybody at home. But I also know that we need to make a profit, so it becomes worth it. There's merch that I would love to reprint that I literally cannot because we'd lose money on every single one.
But we make up for it in volume.
We make up for it in volume. Yeah, we lose so much money then in volume.
Well, if you only want to restock once a year,
Yeah.
maybe say beginning to mid-November, I think I know a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. People also asked about this shirt. This is not a custom shirt, but this is a shirt blank. This is sportswear. People acknowledged, hey, look, Beej is wearing a brand new shirt this year. It's like, yeah, I wanted something that was. I've been wearing orange all these years, which I love, but that's like Synaptic Chaos Theater. That's not like those are my stage blacks, right? And I've been wearing them year on year on year, and I really enjoy wearing them. And I wanted to have a really comfortable shirt I could move around in that looks good on me, that I like how it comes across. But what I was like, I've been wearing orange all these years, so I'm very visible on stage. But what I would really like to have is something that actually feels like it's part of the shift. So can I find black and purple? And I can. In the UK and in Australia, and so that's what happened. Is that R. Lopez facilitated sending me a shirt, and thank you to R. Lopez for doing that. And Mangled Pixel put 2 shirts in her bag from the UK. I ordered them and sent them to both these people, right? It's like, and they brought them or reshipped them to me. So, yeah, these have traveled further than I have in the last year. So it's kind of nice. I was lamenting this
Smuggled
earlier.
shirts across the border.
Right, and I'm like, I lament the fact that I can't buy anything like this in Canada or even in the United States. And part of the reason for that is
Is it just like the purple is not available? Is it just the colorway?
that's one of them, which is funny because like the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens are both blacks, and like they'll have black and purple all the time. But like Adidas and like Nike and Columbia and all of like the big companies that do branded merch, they don't have anything in their straight stock that is just black and purple. or if they do, they're miserable shirts, or they're already branded. Like, you can't buy anything that isn't already. I tried looking through a bunch of like blank sites and whatever else, and all I kept coming up with is something that was like, can I find a shirt that's black and purple? The piping is optional, but I love the piping, right? Can I find that at a reasonable price? That isn't like $40 for one or $45 for one, right? And the only place I could find that was the UK and Australia, because they have huge shirt printing stuff as well because of rugby teams, cricket teams, you know, all that kind of stuff. And what that meant, also you want to find something with a lot of cotton in it, and everything's polyester these days.
Well, especially in like athletic wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have completely different brands that I'd never heard of. And that's what got me, is I'm like, oh, athletic brands in North America are not the same as athletic brands in other parts of the world. And those brands only serve those areas. They don't serve outside of those areas. Even a company like Nike and Adidas and whatnot, Adidas surprised me, but it's like you don't see them being marketed as places to buy these shirts.
They have to have special merchandise to conform to the particular athletic needs of Australians.
Absolutely.
And United Kingdom people.
I mean, one of my orange shirts that I got off of eBay. These ones don't have that. They have rubber buttons.
Huh.
Yeah, because they're a rugby shirt. And you can't have plastic buttons because you'll get injured, so they give you rubber buttons because they bent.
Rubber buttons.
So
Rubber buttons.
what I'm hearing then is that we could be wearing Zeta uniforms.
Yeah.
Rubber buttons.
I didn't want to buy everyone Zeta uniforms. I thought that would be a little weird.
So
But we could have got them.
We could have.
Dang.
I could have tried to get everyone into them. We'll see next time. Maybe
I
we'll
am-
do shift jerseys next year.
I am hearing that there is a gap in the North American market. You know, if you operate a shirt manufacturing company and want to work with Beej on the official black and purple Zeta polo,
Yeah.
then there's clearly a gap in the market.
I opted to not get these embroidered with a Z, which I probably would have put on the sleeve. But I did think about it.
So yeah, actually, is that like you were talking about that there's a couple of different teams in the U.S. that have black and purple?
Yep.
Are those jerseys like are they representative of Australian and UK teams that are black?
I think there's a couple, but for the most part, well, this is a workwear shirt for one thing.
Oh.
This is ORN workwear. This is the Avaset, I think is what they call it. They name everything after birds. This is the Avaset, and it. One of the things I like about it, and I don't know if people can tell, is that there's silver contrast patching, but if I move my arms, I don't know if we'll be able to pick this up on camera or not. If you look at the piping on the arm, I don't think we can get it across. It's retroreflective, and it's really hard to kind of see.
You can see it.
You can kind of see getting brighter and getting darker. If you shine a light right on it, I don't know if I can do that. Let's find out. If you shine a light right on it, you can kind of get it to really, really shine. So you can see how it's gray normally, right? But it's like you put more light on it, and it gets really white. Like it gets really, really white and shiny back. So it's hard to show you from here, but yeah.
Nifty.
Yeah. Oh, cool. We can use Kevin to do this, can't we? Oh, there we go. That's really great, actually. Yeah. So if you're walking around, or some in a warehouse or whatever, you will show up a little bit in places. My other ones are not retroreflective, but I when I got them, I was like, oh my god, this is like I don't know about this shirt. It's so huge. And then I washed it, and I put them on afterwards, and I was like, oh, of course it's huge. It's like a work shirt. You want to move around in it. And the last ones, the ones that I bought previously to be on Snap to Chaos Theater with, I was in my 20s, and I could wear a large polo shirt, and it looked fine on me. And I can't do that anymore. I am a little too big for that.